맹인이었던 사람이다. 아니다. 이 사람 그 사람 아니다. 어떻게 하면 좋아요? 당사자한테 직접 물어보면 돼요. 그랬더니 당사자가 뭐라 그럽니까? 내가 그다. 내가 맹인이었던 사람이다. 라고 이야기를 합니다. 그러면 그 다음의 질문은 어떻게 될까요? 너 맹인이었던 사람이었어? 그럼 그 다음 질문은 뭐예요? 너 어떻게 해서 눈 떴어? 이렇게 되겠죠. 그랬더니 이 사람이 2차 저차에서 예수라는 사람이 나의 눈을 뜨게 해주셨다 라고 이야기를 했습니다. 근데 여러분, 이때 굉장히 재밌는 일이 일어나요. 어떤 일이 일어나면 동네 사람들이요, 이 맹인을 바리새인에게 데려갑니다.
And they took this blind man to the Pharisee.
그들이 전에 맹인이었던 사람을 데리고 바리새인들에게 갔더라. 예수께서
And they brought to the Pharisee the man who had been blind. Now the day on which Jesus had made the mud and opened the man's eye was a Sabbath.
그랬더니 저 잠깐 일로 와봐. 그리고 바리새인.
So these townspeople, they took him to the Pharisees.
문제가 있기 때문입니다.
And that's because there was a problem.
그가 씻고 온 곳은 실로암입니다.
So the place where he went and washed his eyes was Shiloh.
갔다가 돌아오면 몇 킬로미터?
And it's about 2 kilometers going there and coming back. And there was a rule before with the Pharisees, and on the Sabbath day, they only can walk about 1 kilometer, but this blind probably walked about 2 kilometers, twice more than
너무
allowed.
많이 걸었어요. 이거 문제다.
That's the
두
problem.
번째, 안식일에는 침을
And
뱉으면 안
second,
됩니다.
and there was a rule that someone cannot spit on Sabbath. But what happened? Jesus spat on the soil, right, to heal this blind.
근데 여러분, 이게 성경에 있는 이야기가
And
아니고
also, you're on Sabbath, you're not supposed to heal people. And these are not the rules in the Bible. The Bible doesn't tell any of those rules, but it's just the rules of the Jews.
하면 안 된다고요.
They just made up all these rules.
진흙을 반죽을 한 거예요. 세 번째, 안식일에는 만성병을 고치면 안 됩니다.
And on the Sabbath day, you're not supposed to heal the chronic disease.
원래 아팠던 사람은 오늘 치료하나 내일 치료하나 그 다음에 치료하나.
The only those who are seriously injured, like acutely,
고쳐주고 싶어요.
can be healed, but then the chronic disease who was sick from before, you're not supposed to heal them or treat them.
안식일에
But Jesus treated this person on Sabbath.
결국 안식일을 어긴 것으로 보았기 때문에
So people in town
바리새인들에게
saw him breaking the Sabbath rule after all, so that's why they took him to the Pharisees.
이 맹인이었던 사람,
But something surprising happened here.
동네 사람들이 했던 질문이랑 똑같은 질문을
So
반복합니다.
the Pharisees asked the exact same questions that the townspeople asked this blind man. The Pharisees asking the same question again.
여차저차해서 눈을 떴다.
How did you get your eyes open?
여러분, 동네 사람들과 바리새인의 공통점이 있어요. 근데 저는 이 지점 때문에
And there is a common things between the people in the neighborhood and these Pharisees.
했잖아요. 맹인이었던 사람이 눈을 뜬 것을 지금 들은 거잖아요.
And they heard this blind man was able to see again, but none of them tell this man congratulations or they don't say anything.
어떻게 눈 떴어?
They're just
예수님이 눈 떠지게 해줬어.
asking these questions.
너 이제 볼 수 있어.
They're not really happy about this blind man being able to see again.
얘기하지 않아요.
And they don't ever say anything about that. They really have no interest in him.
놓치는 거예요.
They missed the scene of salvation.
자신의 삶의 태도를 바꾸는
So people often change their attitude in life.
사람이 삶의 태도를 바꾸나.
And that's when
아주 감격스러운 순간.
when they witness a very surprising moment.
순간을 목격할 때요. 그 중에 하나가 뭐냐면
An often case, especially when they see the birth of life.
태어나는 어떤 그 경이로운 장면을 목격한 사람들은
And
때로는
that's very wonderful,
인생의
wondrous
변화가
moment
바뀌기도 해요.
when something's born,
지금 이
right?
사람은 날 때부터 송경이었던
But this
사람입니다.
person, this blind man, was born blind. And now he's able to see. And this is a big event for him.
창세로부터
And the blind man said that he had never heard of a person born blind from the beginning of the word opening his eyes. He never heard of that story.
사람들과 바리새인들은 사실
So now the people in the neighborhood and Pharisees were facing really wonderful moment that would bring about a change in their life. But however, they missed the thrills of salvation.
어마어마한 것을 봤는데도 불구하고 경험하는 것을 놓쳐 버렸어요. 왜 그랬을까요?
Why is that? What happened?
이게 한 사람의 변화와 구원보다 더 궁금했던 것이 있었기 때문에.
Because they have something more curious,
안식일 어긴 건데.
and that was, you know, he broke the Sabbath rules. There, it's just filled in the minds of the neighborhood people and the Pharisees. He broke the rule for Sabbath, so they couldn't really congratulate him, or they're not really seeing this wondrous event. And we want to look a little more into the Pharisees. And when Pharisees asked a question to the blind, how did you open your eyes? And it was understood that the Pharisees keep asking and asking over and over again.
이렇게 해서 나왔어요. 아이 똑바로 얘기해. 어떻게 나왔냐니까.
The Pharisees were asking this blind man again and again the same question. How did you get your eyes
이게
opened?
정말 궁금해서 물어보는 건가요?
Is that really because they're curious? They really want to
계속해요. 우리가 언제
know the answers? Even though the Pharisees,
애들이 잘못할 때.
you know, listen to the answers, they keep asking the question.
근데 마음에 안 드는 거죠, 그럼. 다시 물어. 왜 그랬냐고.
So that means that Pharisees doesn't like the answers, right?
저희 아이들이 제일 많이 하는 게 얘기했는데 대답했는데 왜 자꾸 물어보냐고. 왜 자꾸 물어보는 거예요? 궁금해서 물어보는 거예요? 아니에요. 마음에 안 드니까요.
But they didn't like what happened, the Pharisees.
그 말은 지금 일어난 일을 다 없던 일로 만들고.
So that means the Pharisees want to
바리새인들은요.
make this thing that's never happened.
아예 이 일을 없던 걸로 만들고 싶은 거예요.
They want to just, you know, cancel this event.
예수님이 이루신 그 일을 통해서 자신들의
Because
불의가 드러나기 때문에
what Jesus has done to this blind man reveals their injustice, the Pharisees' injustice. And it is because their spiritual position is taken away. And it is because the religious authority that they have kept as if they are proud of them falls to the floor. And that's because of the envy and fear. So the Pharisees chose two ways to prevent this. And first is to prove that Jesus is the sinner. And the second is the miracle that just happened now proves that it's a lie, you know. But it's difficult to do that second thing because it really happened. It was a miracle, and there was witnesses. So at the end, the method they chose is the first that to prove that Jesus is a sinner.
하나님이 하신 일이 아니라
So if they can do that, then they can make what happened to this what Jesus did is not coming from the heaven, but it can come from the Satan. So Deuteronomy chapter 13, if a prophet or one who foretells by dream appears among you and announces to you a sign of wonder, and if the sign of wonder spoken of takes place, and the prophet says, let us follow other gods. Just let us
기적을 보고 믿어라 하지 말아라.
follow it. Let us not listen to it. So it is saying,
이 말씀이
don't believe these miracles.
뭐 하면 되냐면 이거 하나님으로부터 온 것 아니다.
So these Pharisees wants to prove that this miracle was not coming from God.
어디서 좋은 일 생겼다고 하면 아 정말 잘 되었다 하고 같이 좋아하는 것이 아니라 뭐라 그래요?
So people
별거 아니야,
are
그거.
jealous in their nature, right?
야 그거 다 돈으로 하는 거야. 돈 있으면
And
나도 해.
when something really good happens, rather
교회
than
좋아서
saying
그래.
thank you or wow, that's an amazing thing, they just try to turn
자신과
it down.
비교하면 내가 참 별
They
볼일
try to
없는
make
사람처럼
it not a big deal.
그게 싫으니까 뭐 하는 거예요? 그거 깎아내리는 거예요.
They just takes it down.
교만해서 그런 거예요.
And that's because they're
그때
jealous
일어나는
and they're
일이
envious.
하나님이 한 인생에 하신 일, 아주 놀랍고 경이로운 일, 구원의 감동을
And-
다 놓쳐버려요.
And by the way, we
하는
must
거냐면
remember that
성령 하나님이 하신 일을
you miss the
땅바닥에
thrilling
내던진
scene
거랑
of
똑같은
salvation when that happens to you.
결국 이 내면에 있는 두려움, 교만이
Ultimately, this inner fear made them miss the thrill of salvation.
여러분 이 바리새인들이 맹인이랑 대화를 해보니까
So these
자기가
Pharisees
원하는 답이
cannot be, they cannot resolve what they want to do by talking to this blind man. So they go to the blind man's parents at this time.
아까 했던
And they ask the same question again.
야 얘가 어떻게 눈 떠냐?
How did this blind man open open his eyes?
근데 부모가 이렇게 얘기합니다.
But
지금 어떻게 해서 보는지를 또는
It says,
누가 그 눈을 뜨게 해야
But how he can see now or who opened his eyes, we don't know. Ask him. He is of age. He will speak for himself.
사실요 부모가 자기 자식이 어떻게 눈을 뜨게 됐는지
So in fact,
모르지 않아요.
it is not that parents do not know how their child opened his eyes. However, the parents could not readily answer because if you choose to follow Jesus, you will be expelled from that society.
그럼 성전에 들어가질 못해요.
So then they cannot go into the
유대인들이
sanctuary.
가질 수 있는 직업도 갖지 못해요.
And then they cannot also have the jobs that Jews can have.
마음대로 할 수 있는 게 없어요. 그러니까 부모가 무서워요, 안 무서워요?
So the parents
무섭죠.
were a little bit kind of scared, hesitant to tell the truth.
근데 여러분 이 부모의 대답을 다시 보세요. 뭐라 그래요? 그가 장성하였으니 자기 일을
But if you look into the parents' answer, he says, he is of age. He's grown up. So he will speak for himself.
그래서 하는 수 없이 바리새인들이 맹인이었던 자에게 가서 다시 물어봐요.
So Pharisee had no choice but go back to the man who was blind and ask him
너는
again.
하나님께 영광을 돌리라. 우리는 이 사람이
A second time, they summoned the man who had been blind. Give glory to God by telling the truth. They said, we know this man is a sinner.
똑바로 얘기해. 거의 반협박 수준으로
To spoke honestly, these Pharisees are just like almost threatening him.
읽겠습니다. 요한복음 9장 25절입니다.
Let's look at John 9:25. He replied, whether he is a sinner or not, I don't know. One thing I do know, I was blind, but now I see.
그 사람이 뭐라 그러냐면 이 사람이 죄인인지 내가 안다 모른다.
So this blind man says,
그러나 내가
I don't know if he's a sinner or not, but
내가 보는 거다.
I was blind, but now I see. That was his answer.
자의 대답이에요.
That was the answer from a grown-up.
여러분 장성했다라는 뜻이 뭐죠?
What does it mean to be a grown-up?
장성은 덩치만 커졌다는 걸 말하는 것이 아니고요.
It doesn't mean that your body is bigger,
옳고 그름을 분별할 수 있다라는 얘기예요.
but that means that you can tell the right or wrong. You can make a choice. It is wrong or right.
있다 이 얘기예요. 여러분,
And you take your responsibilities.
다른 사람한테 핑계 대지 않는다라는 얘기.
But there are many times when we keep making excuses for others while we live a life of faith.
다른 거 핑계 댈 때 있어요. 내가 은혜 받지 못한 이유
The reason why I didn't receive grace is because of others.
내가 교회를
The reason I don't want to go to church is because of others.
내가 예배를 늦게
And the reason I go to church late is because of the other people.
내 신앙의 문제를 뭐 하냐면 다른
We
사람
keep making excuses of our own religious problem to the others.
신앙이 성숙한 사람, 장성한 사람은요.
But that is not grown up.
그럼 대신 무엇을 하나 보세요.
A mature person, a grown-up person in faith does not make excuses. But what they do instead, they understand the essence of faith. What was the first thing the blind man confessed?
죄인인지를 알지
He says, I
못하고
don't know if this person is a sinner or not. I don't know if this Jesus is a sinner or not.
나는 그가 어디서 왔는지
But later on he says,
처음은 예수님을 보고 이 사람이
he
죄인인지
says,
잘 모르겠다.
I don't know where he came from.
나는
Yet he opened my
하나님이
eyes.
없다는 걸 알겠는데? 라고 좀 더 깊어져요. 지금 맹인의 답변은 변하고 있어요.
So now
그러나
the blind man's answer is
변하지 않는
changing.
대답이 있었어요. 처음부터
It says,
동일한
at
대답을
first, he said he was not sure if Jesus was a sinner,
맹인이었다가
but now he says he's clearly talking about the fact that he is the one who came from heaven.
여러분 이것이 본질이에요. 이것이 신앙의 본질이에요. 구원을 경험하고요. 구원의 감격을 간직하고요. 그것으로
And when you
대답하고 하는 것이
go through the salvation and you have those deep feelings,
그것이 성숙한 자예요.
then that's a grown-up.
처음부터 그가 가지고 있던 한 가지 대답은 자신이 어떻게 구원을 받게 되었는지에 대한 거예요.
So the answer that he had
장성한
from the beginning is about how he was able to get salvation.
대신 구원의 감격으로 사는 거예요. 구원의 감격으로 바라보고 대답하는 거예요. 예수님이 하신 그 일을 마음에 품고 사는 것이 장성한 사람, 성숙한
And
사람이에요.
it is to live the life with that that thrill of salvation he experienced.
여러분 하나님께서는요. 이 구원의 경험을 결코 혼자만 하라고 하지 않으셨어요.
And God is telling us that you experience all this salvation alone. He's not telling that.
다 하나님의 아들을 믿는 것과
Ephesians 4:13, until we all reach unity in faith and in the knowledge of the Son of God became mature, attaining to the whole measure of the fullness of Christ.
사도 바울이 뭐라 그러냐면 내가 장성하게 되겠다라고 말하지 않고 뭐라 그래요?
So the Paul says, don't say that let us all become one in believing in the knowledge of Son of God.
함께 성장하고 장성해 가야
It's about growing together and experiencing that salvation together.
이 사람이 예수 그리스도로부터 받은 구원의 감격을 놓치지 않도록 도와주는 걸 해야 돼요.
So we must lead and encourage each other to grow together.
서로에게 구원받은 감격을 경험하도록 그것을
So we all
기억하고 격려하고
have to be mature and become a community where we can share and rejoice in the moment of salvation for others rather than making excuses for others.
누가 좋은 일을 경험했다고 한다면 나는 더 좋은 일을 경험했는데 라고 말하는 것이 아니라 누가 좋은 일을 경험했다고 하면
So when you heard that someone experienced something good, you should be able to encourage them and be happy with them instead of be envious and jealous.
그러면 나도 장성해지는 거고요.
Then you also became a grown-up and everyone became grown-up and gets united.
경험하시는 구원이 얼마나 감격스러운 것인지를 우리가 기억하며 살았으면
And
좋겠는데.
I hope we all remember how exciting, how thrilling to experience this salvation
앞이
every
보이지
day.
않던 사람이 보는 것 이것이 구원의 감격이죠.
So the blind man can be able to see. That's the thrill of salvation, right?
그러니까 그 사람들은
This person was born blind.
살아가요. 근데 기술이 좋아져서요. 어떤 안경을 쓰면 그 사람들이 색깔을 구별하게 돼요. 지금 보는 영상은 그 사람들이
And I want to share one of the videos.
쓰는 장면이에요.
And this was a person who was born colorblind.
Happy birthday, dear Daddy.
And if they wear the special glasses, they are able to recognize the colors.
Oh, there's something for you to open.
He's posing.
And what?
He thinks he knows what it is.
If I was going to guess,
Don't guess.
You're gonna guess wrong.
You're gonna guess wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
So he was colorblind for his life, and the family is giving him the special glasses that if he wears these glasses, he's be able to see the colors.
How does it look?
Oh, that's weird.
Look at the balloons.
Can you see with our eyes now, baby?
What colors you see?
Those?
You see colors now?
Oh, the trees are neat.
Now you have rose-colored glasses,
Saw them
baby.
before.
Now you see with our eyes. Do you like the balloons? Turn around. What about the flowers on the house?
여러분,
Who did that?
All of us?
앞을 보지 못하는 사람이 본 건 이런 거예요. 나면서부터 맹인이었다는
So this is
사람이
what
떴을
the-
때 경험한 게
The
이런 거예요.
blind from the born
근데
blind
바리새인들은
are able
그런 거
to
신경 안 써요.
to
사람도
experience. But these
왜요?
Pharisees,
내가
they
가진
don't care.
질문에만 관심이
These
많아서 신경 안 써.
neighbors, they don't care. They just think about their questions.
장성하다는 거는
So being a grown up
이 감격을 간직하고 사는 거예요.
is to
이
keep
감격으로
this
사람들한테
emotions.
대답하고, 이 감격으로 사람들을 만나고, 이 감격으로
And with this
함께
emotions, you
살아가는
meet
게
people
그게 성숙하고
and you want to
장성한
share and you want to encourage.
여러분,
That's how the grown up
여러분 예수님
behaves.
만나셨던 때를 기억합니까?
Do you remember when you meet
그리고
Jesus
나서
Christ
세상을
for the
보니까
first
세상이
time?
똑같이 보이든가요? 다르게 보이든가요?
And after you meet Jesus Christ, is the
들불을
world
폈다
looking
키는
the same?
것도 다르게 보여요.
It looks different,
우리가
right?
보이지 않던 게 보이기 시작한 겁니까? 그렇죠. 하나님이 그것을 우리에게 경험하게 해주셨어요.
And God made us
그걸
experience all that.
간직하고 사는 것이 성숙한 거예요.
And keeping that experience is being a grown up.
아이도 이 영상 있어요. 어린아이도. 어린아이 영상 한번 볼게요.
There's also a video of a child who's in the same situation.
Ready? I got you some new sunglasses. Okay.
Okay, put them on now. What?
Look at your case and tell me what color that is.
Wait, are these my color?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is red. Oh my gosh. And that's white.
Look at the sign up there. What's that?
And oh my gosh, that's yellow.
아, 섞어왔어요.
And this is black. And this is white.
What color is that car?
Oh my gosh, it's kind of towards blue. Oh my. Finally, I can see the colors. Oh, and that has a blue outline, kind of yellow, kind of.
And look, what color is the bush right there?
Green and yellow and kind of blue and. Oh my.
Here.
Mama, can I wear these to school?
Yeah.
I want to wear them forever.
Here, look.
I'm gonna wear these forever, right?
Look at these guys.
Oh my gosh! Mom, thank you so much.
What color
Oh
is
my
that
gosh,
guy?
this guy's kind of blue with kind of a red crotch there. This guy has kind of blue pants, red shoes, white shirt.
Look at that. Look at this guy up there. Look at that. What's that look like?
Too much colors for me to really tell though.
Is that a lot of color?
Oh, yeah, it's like blue and yellow and red and oh my gosh, there's red. Oh my gosh,
여러분 이 아이가 했던 얘기 기억하세요? 나는 이 안경을 뭐 하겠다고요?
So he said he want to wear these glasses forever, right?
그러나 하나님이 우리로 보지 못한 것을 보게 하셨어요. 경험하지 못한 걸 경험하게 하셨어요.
So God made us experience that we
허물
couldn't
많은
experience.
허물이 없어지고요. 이기적인 내가 구원을 받고요. 그분이 나를
And all this
받아주시고요.
selfish self
이게 우리가
becomes
경험한 구원의 이야기예요.
experience salvations. He made us different.
이 감격을 내려놓고 사람들을 만나고 이 감격을 내려놓고 대화를 하면
And if you take these emotions
그
out
사람의 인생도 안
when you meet new people, when you live your life,
늘 핑계댈
then
수밖에 없어요.
your life would be all excuses.
오늘 하나님이 우리에게 주셨던 그 구원의 감격이 다시금 회복되는 날이길
And I hope
기도합니다.
we all recover
그래서
the thrill of the salvation that God gave us.
다 함께
So I hope we can look at others with eyes of emotions and
나를
emotions,
통해서 이 사람이
not the
예수님의
eyes
구원을
of
기억하면
envy
좋겠어요. 저
or
사람을
jealousy.
통해서 내가 예수님의 구원을 기억하면 좋겠어요. 그
And I
구원의
hope
감격이
we all remember the thrill of salvation.
간절히 바라면서 말씀을 마치겠습니다. 우리가 누린 구원의 감격을 얼마나 많이 빼앗으려고 하는지
Father God, the Satan is trying to take away the thrills and emotions of the salvation.
우리 다시 주 앞에 그 구원의 감격을
So we're asking
회복하기를 원합니다.
to recover that emotions and
우리를
thrill
구원하신 그
that we
사랑을
had.
기억하기를
Please
원합니다.
make us remember the love
한 주간 우리와 동행하여
that your salvation gave to
구원의
us.
감격을 간직한 채로
Please keep us that emotions throughout this week and treat the other people with that emotions.
그 가운데 감사한
And we
마음으로
brought part of what you gave to us back.
작은 부분을 돌려드립니다. 주의 선하신 뜻대로
Please
사용하여
use at your good will.
주님의 일을 이 땅에 이루어 주시옵소서.
And please fulfill
예수님 이름으로
your will at this word. I
축원합니다.
pray in Jesus' name. Amen.